pry my hands off the chocolate. Introduction. I grew up watching people serve. My mother was a hostess with the mostest. We always had people at our house eating dinner. My father enjoyed doing things for people, and we had all sorts of people show up at our house because our father felt they needed some love. It wasn't until later in my years of developing into a believer that I realized what the equation of serving, giving, and loving really equated to. So when you add up things or combine things together, you do get something. So we had 2 eggs, a package of Crisco, 3/4 a cup white sugar, and 3/4 a cup brown sugar, and a cup of chocolate chips. Okay, probably a lot more than that. 1 teaspoon baking soda, and about 2.5 cups of flour, and that's an equation. And that equation equals chocolate chip cookies. And it is proven time and time again that that equation works. Well, they may not get baked because often cookie dough is eaten from the bowl on the counter, but the equation works. Now, if you want to make something different, add peanut butter or coconut. But if you're my house, do not add raisins. So doing things over and over again develops a pattern, and it's mostly a discipline. So if you were to high jump, you won't find me doing that. Many times you practice running to the bar, then you practice the way you lift your leg and the way your body turns and then how you roll over the bar. And that is learned by discipline. Well, I have not learned the discipline. Therefore, I will do the Marette flop rather than the Fosbury flop. That's part of it. You just have to know if you're a high jumper. I've not developed, attempted, or even desired to learn or discipline to be learned. So discipline, according to Webster, is control gained by enforcing obedience or order. Okay, that's not a very good definition for I'm going, so let's try another one. Training that corrects, molds, or perfects the mental faculties or moral character. Okay, this is a little better, a little closer. Molds and perfects. So our walk as a Christian is to find a way to mold and perfect our earthly body with heavenly character. We need to find a way that trains our actions and works in our heart to do something with quality. Discipline, training, and molding of our character by using serving, giving, and loving. Now that's a really awesome equation. But what is serving, giving, and loving when you really break them down? What does it mean to serve beyond the emphasis we place when our waitress isn't serving us when we go out to eat? Or what is giving beyond when it's Christmas time and it's time to read the names off the labels of the gifts under the tree? And loving, does it mean more than smoochy kisses and sappy words in a card? What does it mean to be disciplined? It means to let God mold and train our hearts by serving, giving, and loving. Now, I could find a Bible verse to back up my theory, and I will. I could quote Mother Teresa and C.S. Lewis, and I may. I could have a banquet on Valentine's Day and randomly give out Valentines, and I do. However, is there more that is expected of me? I hope you read through the thoughts and stories and listen, obviously, to what has happened in my life. God doesn't use simple things in life to teach us lessons without having a very interesting purpose behind the scenes. God asks to take what he has given us and pry our hands off what we hold tightly and be molded into a caring person who has no hesitation when someone says, "Can you?" or "May I?" or "Would you?" Because once we change our focus on the things God put in our possession, then we change our attitude on serving, giving, and loving. This includes most everything in life that we hold dear: our possessions, our expectations, the unknown, our attitude, our fears, what we value, and our time on this earth. So hold on to your hat. You may be asked to step out of your comfort box. When I listen to when God says move, many things started falling in my lap that totally blew up my schedule, tore apart my grip, and really threatened my calendar. But what God taught me is that the equation really begins with the sum, or the answer. For when we serve, give, and love, it will mold, train, and develop parts of our heart that we didn't even know existed. Proverbs 11:25 reminds us that it's not about us. Whoever brings blessings will be enriched, and the one who waters himself will be watered. I really like the way the Message Bible says it. The one who blesses others is abundantly blessed, and those who help others are helped. Here it goes. It's right back to that equation. There are some promises that God makes that cannot fail. His cookies never come out flat, runny, or taste funny. It's pretty much a clear-cut statement. Well, if you bless others, it's going to come back to you, and the payback to blessings others is you will be blessed. Now, I really like the word enriched because it flows off the tongue like you have to impress other people. Well, I think I have a great vocabulary, but the word watered, well, we know that one well because we have animals. It may sound a little bit crude, but if you have a dog, you know how this happens. You hear a funny sound, and then you realize Someone's drinking out of the toilet. And so then you go look at the water bucket for the dog, and it's bone dry. The dog is smart. They know where the water can be found. On the same idea, follow me. We know where water can be found, and it's right where we stand. We are standing at the well helping others draw water. You know, if you water others, you're going to get wet. And that's a good thing. Blessings are like water. You can't wash a car without getting some water on you. We don't bless others without some of that blessing gravy splashing back in our hearts. But if we don't offer to help them get their water, just like the dogs, they're going to go find some other place who will give them water. People know. They just know when our intentions are to bless them or to get wet. When our intention is to bless others, they are the first ones who get the first drink of water from the well. Their car is the first to get washed, and their bucket is the first to get filled. God will make sure the faith you stepped out on to drink, wash, and fill won't stop when the hydrant's turned off, and that's a blessing that Proverbs is getting at. The bigger picture is to start being a blessing. Start watering others. God will make sure you have enough to drink, your car is washed and clean, and your bucket's overflowing.